Are you ready? Are you ready? Let's go!
Do you have absolute certainty about how you go from hello to yes on what you're looking for?
Sean is a master. He teaches. It's not just about sharing the formula with you. It's about making sure that we learn.
I went from $100,000 in debt from law school to having no money and starting my own law firm on my credit card to selling it 4 years later.
Sean and I, we co-created massive victories in 2 unwinnable jury trials, which are recognized nationally now as top 100 jury verdicts.
To be even on the same track with you, who I respect and admire and love with all my heart.
Never again submit. You're not better and you're not less than any human on earth.
When you shared with us about the Unblinded process and the mastery sales training, I just went, wow.
Sean will gain proximity to the most influential and powerful people. He will find out how he can grow their business, how he can help them personally. But the third thing that he does is the most important. Sean serves without an expectation of getting anything in return.
You have very, very high-performing colleagues.
22 years ago, you transformed my life as you did all of these people's lives over the course of time. And I couldn't be more grateful. Let's hear it for Tony Robbins.
I don't see him as a lawyer, and I don't see him as a blind person. Someone who has subjugated his ego, who has taught me what serving really looks like.
You have this incredible ability to just have unconditional love for everyone, and that is just an incredible gift.
The moment you have been waiting for.
The American Blind Association is the first new face and voice of that association since Helen Keller.
Formula for formulas, which is exactly what I've learned from Sean. It's a language-based predictable model. We will have over 300 new sales meetings this month.
This superpower in the world that is attainable for you is the ability to influence people. If you believe that, say yes. If you believe that, say yes.
Do you think that worked?
You didn't get the note to replace with my speaker reel. What's going on?
I did not get the memo, Peter Swain.
Shame.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. We
Okay.
can hear you
Sorry.
indeed. So, everybody, thank you so much for being here. Unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on your perspective, you have me today instead of Sean. After doing a 5-day 24/7 accelerator, this crazy man goes and gets on a plane to Vegas to speak and help children in need. So, as I said, fortunately or unfortunately, you can vote on that at the end. You get the wonderful myself and my co-host Jessica. Hi, Jessica.
Hi there.
Instead of Sean and Bella. So hopefully we can fill in for some big shoes. So Gina, with that in mind, who do we have with us today?
You absolutely can. We have extraordinarily incredible people today, Peter and Jessica. Dawn, what a beautiful spirit. Dawn DeBar. I may be saying that last name wrong, Dawn, but please forgive me. A family law attorney for more than 30 years out of Richmond, Virginia. She was a commissioner was appointed commissioner in Chancery. She was the first judicial law clerk in the circuit court in Richmond and is currently president of her Family Law Bar Association and president-elect of the local chapter of National Association of Women Business Owners. She's a rock star. We are so glad you're here, Dawn. Welcome to The Real Raw.
Wow. Thank you so much.
Ooh.
Oh, we got sound effects as well. Dawn, thank you so much for being here. Help me as a non-lawyer understand, what is Chancery?
Oh, it's a little antiquated, but it's basically divorce. And so if a couple goes to the court and they haven't followed certain rules, the judge, or it's going to be too complicated, the judge will refer it to me, and I basically sit as a judge and listen to the evidence, and I make recommendations to the court of what the result should be.
So when it gets complicated and then more complicated and then everyone's scratching their head, they bring it to you.
Exactly.
Wow, that's cool. and what's your fun fact, Dawn?
Well, since birth through college years, my brothers and I lived in a motel. However, it's not what you would think. My parents owned a mom and pop motel, owned actually 4 of them for the course of our years. And so we worked our butts off in cleaning rooms and making beds and cleaning toilets with their help. But it was a very interesting way to grow up.
Amazing. And I guess you've got lots of domestic interactions.
Yes,
Both good and bad.
yes, indeed. Sometimes police happen to come by the rooms for whatever reason. Yes, very interesting.
And you did you ever go into a bathroom with like a shampoo bottle like that just for the fun of it? No? No. That's just me. Thank you so much for being here, Gina.
Thank you.
All right, so rolling with Dawn as the other participant, we have the extraordinary Latrice Stewart. She's the CEO and founder of Last Minute Messenger Service. Sean, Peter. She was a paralegal for many years and decided to merge the legal and logistics industry for more efficient and streamlined process of getting things done for attorneys. And she's a recent graduate of the Rutgers Business School and has over 15 years of experience as a paralegal and 5 years as a CEO of her company, Last Minute Messenger. So Latrice is somebody, she's right here in Springfield, New Jersey, by the way. So, super excited to hear more about Latrice. Welcome, Latrice.
Thank you. Thank you.
Woohoo, Latrice.
Thank you.
Jess, do you love these new sound effects we've got?
I love the sound effects, and I love the people that we have on this call. These are some badass people.
I know, I love it. So 15 years as a paralegal,
Yes.
and then you're like, this isn't working. So you just went, I'm just going to fix it.
Well, you know what it is that a lot of my time was spent follow-up trying to get things back from clients that needed to be signed. We dealt with a lot of couriers. So one time there was one particular client that I was like a month in trying to get a release. Like the case was over. All we needed was the signed, notarized release. And it was like on my follow-up for like a month and a half. And I was like, how great would it be if we had a courier that could pick it up, take it to the client, notarize it, and bring it back to us? You know what I mean? And then I was like, wait a minute, why don't I do that? So that's how Last Minute Messenger Service was born. So
it's amazing. And you've been running for 5 years. How many people? I mean, is it just in the state? Have you gone bigger? I mean, it sounds fascinating.
So we primarily do the northern New Jersey area where most of our clients come from, but we do deliveries throughout New Jersey, upstate New York, New York City, parts of Connecticut, and parts of Pennsylvania. So our clients kind of have us going a little bit everywhere, and we're looking to grow.
Peter, do you know a big law firm in New Jersey that could potentially?
I know a few, one of which I know quite intimately. Yeah.
That
what
is
a coincidence.
Yeah.
Well, great. Listen, Last Minute Messenger Service could definitely help you get some of those tasks off your to-do list, help get, your time-sensitive, important documents to your clients and back to you, like on demand. So that's what we do.
I think this is going to be a powerhouse of a show. And Latrice, what's your fun fact? We love our fun facts here.
Okay, so my fun fact is, when in 1992, when Whitney Houston and Bobby Brown got married, their reception was in Morristown at the Headquarter Plaza. It just so happened that me and my girlfriends were there to see a movie, and we were there when they came out the limo, right out there cheering her on. It was like one of the most memorable experiences of my life. I tell my kids to this day, I was at Whitney Houston's reception. Yes.
I would say the same thing. I'd be like, I was literally there.
Yeah, so that's my fun fact.
Phenomenal. So we've got motels and yotels and showdowns and Whitney in the house, Gina.
Yes, we sure do. And you want to hear the amazing judges we have today, Peter Swain.
Bring it. See if you can scale this up even further.
Oh, wow, we certainly can. It's incredible. It's way up. It's just way up with everyone here. Mr. Seth Koslow, a former Queens County assistant district attorney who is admitted to the New York State and New Jersey bars. He's had extensive experience in the field of criminal law and also served as an adjunct professor of legal studies at Briarcliff College. He's an extraordinary man. Welcome, Seth Kozlow, to The Real Raw.
Thank you very much.
Seth, we didn't have the sound effects last time I was here. What do you think?
I'm honored. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I think you've been on before, haven't you, Seth? If I'm right.
I have not. No, first time.
Have a similar face to someone then, who I'm sure isn't as good as you. So, any other accolades you're looking to pick up in the next couple of years? Because that's quite an impressive list.
I mean, I'd love to get back into teaching more. The school I was teaching at closed, and then now it's with COVID, everything's remote. So I want to do more of the in-person stuff. And eventually, I want to get myself on the bench as a judge, but a little premature in the career right now. But that's ultimately where I want to go.
I've got no doubt you look like a judge. I feel like saying sorry in advance. I don't know what for, but I feel like saying it.
Wait, Peter, and I just have to say, Seth, you mentioned something about aligning with like potentially a financial. Like, can you share a little bit about that with Peter? Because like I think that would open something up real quick.
Yeah, I was saying before, I do criminal defense work, so it's not really a recurring revenue stream from clients. It's not like I get a client for life. So I was looking for something that has. I get some repeat customers. Don't get me wrong, but I was looking for something that has like more of a residual income stream that I could do as like not necessarily a side hustle per se, but something that I could supplement or complement my business depending on what it was. So that's what I'm looking to expand into as well.
Anything in mind so far, or?
No, I've thought of a couple different ideas, but nothing's really panned out. Having kids and a family kind of takes priority a lot of times. So once work's done, work is done. But I'm getting there.
I look forward to seeing. And what's your fun fact, sir?
My fun fact is I've been featured on MTV as an attorney, but also on the Food Network cooking next to Bobby Flay.
At the same time?
No way. No, I'm not that talented.
No way.
I love the sound effects. Amazing.
No way. That is so cute.
Hey, this is a good question.
I love it. All right. Next, we have Mr. Trey Little. His name is actually Bridger Pearl Little III. He lives in Southwest Oklahoma, and he works for Edward Jones. He's a financial advisor, and his home office is like in St. Louis, Missouri, and Tempe, Arizona. We are glad you're here, Mr. Trey Little. Welcome to The Real Raw.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Great to meet you, Trey. How are you?
We're doing great, doing great.
Amazing. Oh, that's quite a lineup for you as well. What's your fun fact?
Everyone sees me every day for many years, whether it was in finance or mortgage or now Edward Jones, suit and tie, all dressed up. No one knows that I was a farm kid, and after high school, I got certified to be an artificial inseminator for cattle to supplement my income while I was going to college.
Seth, you were looking for a side hustle?
I mean, they don't have much of that in Long Island, but sure.
That was a drop the mic moment, Trey, for sure.
That was good. We needed like the laughing background on that one for sure, Peter. That was good.
Come on, Vince. Come on, Vince. Where were you with that? Artificial inseminator for cattle, and you didn't have a sound effect ready and waiting. What's going on?
I don't know what sound effects would be great.
The Titanic.
Hey, we like people that try, even if it's not necessarily a success, Vince. So that's good. Trey, we're just having fun. It's so good to have you here. Thank you so much.
I appreciate it.
Gina.
Oh, that was good. All right. We have Mr. John Soto, a successful mortgage lender and realtor based right here in New Jersey, originally from New York, but moved with his wife for business, and they run their own company, love to invest in residential properties. Welcome, John, to The Real Raw.
Thank you.
John, how are you?
I'm doing well. And yourself, sir?
I'm good. Oh, you seem quite grounded. I feel like I should bring my energy down. I'll bring my energy down.
No. Bring it up. Come on.
Bring it up. Bring it up.
Bring it up.
Yeah, I just spent the weekend with I don't know if you know Dolph Theroux, like 35 times author, spent 7 months on the New York Times bestseller list.
Awesome.
And he speaks about real estate so quickly. I'm like, say that third word again. And he's like, I'm on like word 800. I'm like, yeah, I know. Can we go back to the beginning? Like, well, there's something he doesn't know and has already forgotten. I don't know what it is. John, so apart from moving from New York to New Jersey, family, we love family. Family's good. We love running our business. So that's good. What do you do what's your fun fact? What's your fun thing?
My fun fact is I own a little bit under 20 units within 3 years that I moved from New York in real estate.
Amazing. Congratulations. That's
Thank
what
you.
we like.
Ooh.
More houses. Where are they?
Mainly in Essex County, multifamily homes.
Okay.
So I do a little bit of long-term and short-term rentals. So I dabble into Airbnb as well.
And how's the Airbnb been over the last year?
It's good. Amazing.
No, I'm glad for you. In the UK, it was not the same. I can tell you that.
I could tell your energy was a little different there. Like, I'm glad for you.
Yeah.
Your energy went a little down. Come on, bring it back up.
Hey, I don't think I'm to be to blamed. I had 3 Airbnb properties, all in tourist centers, all making very good money. COVID came for 15 months. They have sat empty for 15 months. Crickets. To the extent where my insurance has gone up on stuff like plumbing, etc., because there's nobody, the properties are now vacant. So I'm actually now spending more money to keep them empty. I'm like, no, stop. This is not what was supposed to happen. This was not in the plan. So you're right.
That's
my
why
did go down there.
Well, now you're moving to the States, Peter Swain, so you can just, you can make it up here.
Yeah, that's the plan. That is the plan. We shall see what happens on Tuesday. I think we have at least one or two other amazing people.
No, we have double Trey. So we've got one more, the extraordinary.
Double Trey.
Yes, we have double Trey. He's speaking in one and we can see him on the other. But Mills Pierre, he goes by Mills. Correct, sir. This man is extraordinary, Peter Swain and Jess. He's a private wealth manager here based out of New York and LA. With 20 years experience in finance, took a political appointment from 2006 to 2009 in Homeland Security and Public Safety. Oh, by the way, he's a graduate of Yale, the big Y, in 1999, and you may know this one, London School of Economics in 2002. I'm going to let you tell the other fact that is at the bottom of your bio there, Mr. Mills. Welcome to The Real Raw.
Well, thank you for having me.
So I need to hear more, Gene. So New York, LA, Yale, London School of Economics. Sounds like you've been chilling on a beach for a couple of years.
Wait, he goes by Mills. He goes by Mills, right?
Yes. Everyone calls me Mills. Yeah.
Mills it is. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
What was that?
No, I think it's just part of exploration. You start in one place and you venture out to another. So I was fortunate enough to go to school in the UK. I stayed there for a bit and then made my way back to the States. And at the time ended up in LA. But I'm a native New Yorker.
If you had to settle in one of the three, where would it be?
Oh, that's so hard to say. Everyone always asks. I also lived in Paris, by the way, but for 2 years on assignment. But I always say to people, my money's in New York, my drive is in London, and my heart is in Paris. And my fun times are in LA. But I think it's also a matter of where you are in your life and which stage you are. Each city you can get something different from.
That's amazing. And so go on then. Only one fun fact with those collections of travels. I'm sure there's multiples, but what's the fun fact?
One fun fact, I was a competitive figure skater for 15 years, just below Olympic level.
That's pretty cool.
At the Olympic level, guys, that is so cool.
Very cool.
Yeah, I was going to go down that route, but I thought, no, I'll do something else instead.
You couldn't get the spin down, Peter? What do you call that? You couldn't get that down?
Well, what do you call that, Mills? I mean, that apparently is enough of a description.
Scratch spin?
My scratch spin. Yeah, my scratch spin was lacking, Gina. What can I say? Oh, dear. And Gina, you're going to introduce Jess for us?
Well, yes, I wasn't sure if we were done chatting and laughing with Mills over there, but absolutely.
I can chat and laugh with anyone on this show for the entire hour, but that isn't the point.
That is true. But first, you know what, Peter Swain? Let me introduce Jess, and then I'm going to just go into a little magic about yourself, sir. Jessica Pereira is a 2 times best-selling author, coached and inspired tens of thousands, featured in publications such as Oprah and Success Magazine, now runs one of Unblinded's sister companies. And Jessica, like, by the way, she's an extraordinarily heart-centered, beautiful soul. Her smile lights up all rooms, including this one. Welcome, Jessica, to The Real Raw.
Oh my goodness, so happy to be here. Oh, I like that sound effect. Oh,
you got the OG sound effect. Jess, thank you for joining me. I know that you've had hours to prep. How are you?
I'm doing amazing. Just got back home from our amazing event, Unblinded, where I was with you and Gina and everybody, amazing souls. So back home in Miami, loving it, drinking lots of water, getting rehydrating, setting myself up back to work, and super excited to be here and role playing here on The Real Raw. And yes, I've had hours to prep.
Yes.
Before we get into your fun fact, how was the accelerator for you? How did you find it?
Oh, fantastic. I think that getting more clarity on the formula, on the Unblinded formula, making it's really not that complicated once you have the formula, guys. That's one of the things that it was a huge takeaway, and the connections, the partnerships that you can make as ecosystem mergers, being with you guys in person. Oh my goodness, I got real hugs. That was so good. And Gina, I see your voice is coming back. You were such a trooper. What an inspiration. Really, I mean, so many takeaways, but I think the number one thing is refreshing on the formula and ecosystem mergers. And you, Peter, you're the number one, spending time with you.
Well, and let's just talk about this gentleman, guys, because this man is no joke. He is Sean's number one business partner, 3-time business mastery winner in the Tony Robbins business mastery, which some of you may or may not know. That is no small feat. That is no small feat. Everyone puts together different businesses. I know there's a lot about it, but that I'm not going to say, but they create fundraisers. And I think that the most ever won for a specific cause was like $15,000 or maybe even less during that one event. And Peter raised for the American Federation for the Blind, using the formula and the visionary Sean Callaghy behind it, over or close to $500,000 in, I think it was 3 short days, I believe, ish. Absolutely extraordinary. And he won that business mastery 3 times in a row, which is extraordinary. He worked on over.
No one has ever done that. No one has ever done that.
It is very true.
This is true. Like, it's true. And it's like incredible, extraordinary, and seriously impactful. He's also worked on over 1,250 strategy projects, including the V1 of Yelp, version 1 of Yelp.com. Yelp.com. I think like all of us have probably used it. And he worked with Gordon Ramsay and Jamie Oliver, and there's so much more about you, Peter, besides your again, heart-centeredness and your care and love for people and wanting to see people succeed and be a part of helping as many as you can in doing so. So thank you for being who you are.
Absolutely my pleasure. And I got a sound effect. So yeah, the business mastery is, as I said, so about 10,000 people compete, and they compete to raise money for charity across a 5-day conference. In 3 days, you raise money. So it's a full-on conference. You've got content coming all the time, and around that, you try and raise some money. The first time we did it, we got 43,000. Second time, we got 52,000. And then the last time, after I met Sean and studied and sat in some of the chairs you're sitting in today instead of this chair, we did 497,500. And then that doesn't include the match, the pledging match from Gordon Gund from his foundation, who added another 2 million as well. So actually, in total, we created or caused 2.4975. I'm now really annoyed with myself. I was going to put in 2,500 when we were at 497,500. I was like, I should just put 2,500 in myself to make it 250K. And I was glad I didn't until we got this match. But 2.4975 is like, come on. Why not? If I just put 2.5 grand, it'd been 2.5 million. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. And on the back of that, Sean asked me to join Unblinded, and Callaghan Enterprises and all the various companies that Sean has an interest in as his partner. And it was, to be honest, it was for me, it was a no-brainer, because I've seen Sean speak a few times now, and I think that there isn't many more heart-centered, integrous people in this world.
And in fact, Tony said that about him, and he put his hand on his heart and on Sean's heart and said, "There's no one that leads with more heart and more integrity than Sean Callaghan. If you're not following what he's up to, you ought to be." And I'm still blown away by hearing that every time. It's extraordinary. So
that's not an endorsement that is available and just walking down the road for pickup. That's that requires something truth. So yeah, I didn't really have much choice. Where else would you want to be than here? And where else would you want to be right now but here? So with that, Gina, I think, are you staying with us? Are you joining us? Are you heading off to meet and greet and love other people?
I'm heading off into the rest of the Unblinded multiverse. I was telling Seth about all those different businesses that we are partnered with, and that there might be like some cohesiveness. And I know everyone here has an alignment call at some point after to hear more about what they're up to. So that's exciting, and I'm grateful to meet and connect with every single one of you. I am leaving for now, and I hope to see you all again in the multiverse. So that's it for me, guys.
Gina, thank you so much.
Hi, Gina. Thank you.
Thank you.
So how about we get this show on the road then?
Let's do it.
So with two ladies, I don't know. I would always say we're going to ladies go first, but two lady participants. Let's do the finger game. So Dawn, I am holding below the desk either a 1 or a 2.
2.
It's a 1. That means the trees. Do you want to go first or second?
I'll go second.
You go second. So Dawn, you still get to go first.
Very Fantastic. Good. Okay.
So really, really simple. Rules of the game are, Dawn, you'll have 3 minutes, and Vince, one of our team, will be bringing up the time on screen. And in 3 minutes, Jess will be your role player, and you just go from hello to yes for something that will be meaningful for you. That could be a follow-on call if it's a larger item. It could be a book deal. It could be a tie-up to co-counsel, whatever you want, whoever you want, whatever you want, as long as the yes would meaningfully progress your life. And once you've done that, Jess will be whoever you want her to be. Once you've done that, I will then call on some of the judges to give you a little bit of feedback, a little bit of help as to maybe how you could have presented it better.
Awesome.
Simple enough. Rock and roll. So who do you want Jess to be?
Jess, you are a married woman in her 40s with 2 children, and you just learned your husband is having an affair. He has a business. You had a career you put on hold. He is the income earner, and your children are in private school, and he suddenly turned into not a very nice person to you, and has basically told you in the last day or two that you're getting a divorce and you will get nothing. So you are not a very happy camper, and you've called our office to get some help.
Okay.
All right.
Without any cursing, Jess. Unblinded in the background. Are we ready? I'll take a logo change as a yes. In that case,
my apologies, I was muted. We are ready.
Phenomenal. Thank you very much. Dawn, take it away. 3 minutes. Hello to yes.
Jess, hi. This is Dawn DeVore. How are you doing today?
Hi, Dawn. Could be better.
Yeah, usually when you're calling me, you could be better. I heard a little bit about your situation. Can you tell me what's going on?
Well, we've got the 2 kids in school, and basically my husband is seeing someone else, and he says he's going to leave, and that I'm not going to get anything. I haven't been working since the kids have been since I was pregnant. I put my career on hold, and I have no idea what to do. And I don't even know if that's legal, if he can do that.
And you all still in the same house right now?
Yes.
Okay. And when did you find out about the affair?
like a couple days ago. Well, we live in the same house, but he's always at his, traveling.
Okay. How much do you know about the financial issues in your household? Assets? Any debts?
So we own the house. He has the business, but I think it's all under his name. I trusted him to take care of everything, even like bank accounts, everything. I use his credit cards, his account. We don't really even have a joint account. He said, he takes care of the things, and I know it's so stupid, but
that's okay. That's okay. Has he made any comments that he's going to cut you off financially at all?
Yes.
Okay. And do you have any accounts at all in your name, to your knowledge, either a bank account, credit card, that type of thing?
I have, but I haven't used it. There's like barely nothing in there because I gave, him my money to invest, and then he's taking care of it. So I don't really have much under my name.
Okay. Tell me briefly about how would you describe the children? How are they doing, and how much do they know, do you think?
They don't know yet. I mean, they see that we have a bad relationship. I've been trying to avoid it from them, but they're going to have to find out. It's only been a couple of days and I'm freaking out. That's why I'm like calling attorneys and trying to figure this out.
Okay, take a deep breath. Okay, you can do this. This is very, very emotional. You're going to feel like the wool is pulled over your eyes at the same time that the rug is pulled out from under you. And that's okay. That's normal.
Is he allowed to do this? I mean,
we have lots of tools in our toolbox. So what I would suggest that we do, because it gets a little complicated, you've got the business, he's got the income, all the financial you just talked about. What I would suggest, and I call it my Divorce 101 seminar, it's a strategy session. We spend about an hour together, and I go through all of this with you, all the finances, all the debts, all of that, so that we can go through that.
Oh my God, that's him right now. That's him right now. I should pick up. Oh my gosh.
Don't tell him anything about your conversation with me. Okay. You just need to be cool as a cucumber, but you need some help and you need some planning strategy. And that's what I would suggest. There's no obligation. It's just, again, a little seminar. Knowledge is power. And you
okay. Yes. Yeah. I have to pick this up, but please send me the link. I really need to know what to do.
Hang in there.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, I'm shaking off the energy because I really went there. Oh my goodness. And I'm divorced, so no kids, but I've been through it. So it's like, oh my gosh.
Jessica, your role play there was fantastic.
Yeah, that was really good.
Jessica, well done. But I mean, I'm not here to congratulate you. Dawn, also fantastic. How is that for you?
Oh, good. That's, I set this up. That's Jessica, what she has played. That's my avatar. That's who I want. That's who I want to help, because I've got so many tools in my toolbox, and I've done this for so long, and I get it. And I want to help people. Like for Jessica, it's odd to hear 2021, there are women who are very intelligent, very educated, have no clue about their finances. And even now. And so that's what I want to do, is help people and empower them, get their mojo back, because they can do this, and they're not just beholden to their partner.
Phenomenal. Thank you. Well, let's get some feedback if that's okay, Dawn. Yeah. Let's go to Seth. Seth, what are your thoughts on Dawn's call on how she did?
Sure. At first, I'm going to start with the negative first, if that's okay. At the outset of the conversation, it was kind of like very robotic, and there was no rapport. It was just, yeah, how can I help you? What do you want? What's your problem? I understand. I hear it all the time. And then she said something like, oh, this is so stupid of me. And you were like, that's okay. As opposed to, I would have said something like, no, you're not stupid. We all make mistakes. Don't feel bad. And to kind of build that rapport with her. But then you turned it around and said, take a deep breath. You can do this. We can figure this out. And then you went one step further with the Divorce 101 seminar and said, we'll sit down and talk about it for an hour to give you the tools you need. Really got her back in touch to what you wanted, which I really liked how you brought it back together.
And a score out of 10, if you can.
I would give it an 8.
An 8. Phenomenal. Good start. Okay, and Mills. Mills, what was your thoughts? 30 seconds and a score.
Sure. Overall, I like Dawn's approach. I think what you were faced with, though, is the time crunch. You had 3 minutes, so the conversation was super quick. I felt like the dive into everything was a little too deep, knowing that you only have 3 minutes to actually get Jessica to commit to a meeting, with a strategy session with you. But I realize it's important to get that deep dive into it. Overall, I would say 7.8.
Awesome. Thank you very much. A great timing. Okay. Yeah. Dawn, it is a particularly thorny subject because obviously it's a very emotional space, but there are some tips and tricks we might be able to give you in a second if we have time that might help you tighten it up a bit. Because you're absolutely right. You've got the tools, but the hardest two things in the world to do, and it's something that's become ever more present in the language of Unblinded, is assemble a room of your ideal avatar, your ideal client. Is the hardest thing to do in business. And the second hardest thing to do is to explain and unpack the value for them in a time that allows you to scale, like to be able to deal with multiple people. And that's what we're here to solve. So hopefully we can unpack that with you in a second. But overall, great job. Great job. Well done. On a sound effect. Where's my clapping, Vince? Come on.
Yeah.
Okay, Latrice, you took the privilege of going second. Are you ready to rock it?
Yes, I am.
So who's Jess for you today?
So she's going to be the decision maker at a law firm that handles personal injury. They also do real estate. They also do some business law. They kind of do a little bit of litigation and things of that nature. So she's going to be the managing partner, the decision maker, and I'm going to try to get her to meet me for a follow-up.
Don't pre-sell. Don't try and get more of your 3 minutes. I heard you. I heard you. All right, Vince, let's do 3 minutes. Let's rock it. Latrice, take it away.
So, hi, Jess. My name is Latrice. I'm with Last Minute Messenger Service. I'm reaching out to you. I wanted to find out a little bit about you and about your firm and see where Last Minute Messenger Service might be able to help you out.
Sure. I just have about 2 minutes. I'm waiting for a really important call, but yeah, go ahead. What company you're with?
So we're Last Minute Messenger Service. We do process serving, we do courier service, we do paralegal and administrative support, and we do mobile notary service. So for those times when you have documents that you need to get to the court right now, we can pick them up, take them, whether you need it to go to the court, an adversary, or your client. You filed a complaint, you need the defendant served, give us a call. We're there for you. So do you come across any of these pain points in your day, things you need to get somewhere right now?
Yeah, we already have a career service that we use.
So the thing about Last Minute is not only are we a courier, we combine. So you might have something that you need to get there. Like, how many times have you been waiting for a client to get you something signed and notarized back?
Oh my goodness. We actually have to make them come into the office, and sometimes we have to tell them it's for other reasons.
Just to get them in,
and
right?
get them through the door. Yes. Yeah.
I mean,
so
honestly, a lot of times we spend a lot of our to-do list following up on things that we did last week, just trying to move them off of our to-do list, right? Yeah. So that's where Last Minute could help. I know you only have a few minutes, but I would love to maybe take a meet over coffee to talk about some of the ways we could help eliminate some of those tasks.
Yeah. So my office manager usually takes care of all our vendors and making sure and actually books the career services and all that. So it actually may be better for you to meet with her, don't you think?
Well, the thing about that is that sometimes you might also need a document prepared. I feel like you being the manager partner may be able to better understand the needs and the value that we can add to your firm. Knowing, like, a lot of times they think, oh, we just need a document. No, but it's time saving to be able to have someone hand deliver that document and bring it back. Or in the case that you need something process served, our office could do the due diligence certification and get that to you. And a lot of times someone may not understand just the value of having a one-stop shop. And that's what we offer.
Well, maybe you can come to our office and you'll meet with both of us. How about that?
That would be great.
That's my phone call. So I'll transfer you over to my assistant and she'll organize it.
That would be great. I would look forward to meeting with you and the office manager.
I know nothing about being a lawyer, but I think I did good. And Latrice, both Don and Latrice making me feel amazing. I love this. This is you can call me with 3-hour notice anytime, Peter.
All right, Don. Good job. Well done. Latrice, how was that for you?
I mean, I was a little bit nervous, but I think I think I need some more practice to get the jitters off.
Welcome to the right place to do it. That's how we do it. Phenomenal. Let's get you some feedback then and see what the judges thought. John, over to you. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, sure. So my thoughts, I would say at the beginning, just show more credibility, like how many clients you served, how much time you saved your clients and why to pick you. Maybe like a catchy phrase to be remembered, because a lot of people actually probably reach out to her for the same thing and you want to stand out. So something you want to stand out to be remembered for that follow-up call. Also, I wouldn't have asked her for a coffee. I would say, does Tuesday at 9 a.m. work? If I could bring you some coffee to better discuss our situation.
Phenomenal. Thank you very much. And Trey.
I did like the way that she was getting to the point of, we want to take your to-do list. We want to, basically lighten your load. One of the phrases that it's one of the catchphrases in business today is, we're developing partnerships. And, your business, we see that you're successful and we partner with successful businesses, and we would also like to be one of your partners. But overall, she didn't take no for an answer.
Didn't take no. And what score would you give her?
I'd say 7.6.
And John, did you have a score? Sorry,
I did not. 7.5, 7.5.
So a solid 7.5. Phenomenal. Well done, everybody. I mean, that's pretty phenomenal. Jess, what's your thoughts of the day?
Oh my goodness, I thought both Don and Latrice were amazing. There's always distinctions to be made. I'm still learning every single day. So I'm super grateful that you're here, Peter. Maybe you can offer some insights. I'd love that, always learning from you. But overall, Don, you made me feel taken care of. You made me feel like, I now have somebody to hold my hand when I feel like everything's going away and getting messed up in my life, and now you have somebody to hold my hand, not to let me drown. And so thank you for that. You're really great at that. And Latrice, I love your background. I should have said something on the call. That's super awesome. The branding, you've got good energy. You did not let me destabilize you when I started saying I'm going to brush you off to someone else. You're like, yeah, well, right. Stayed on point. And you know what? I couldn't even tell you were nervous. So amazing for both of you. Really great. And all the judges here on the call today, great comments, great feedback. Super, super blessed to be here and learning every day. Peter, what are your thoughts?
Well, we get one last fun game to play now. So Latrice, I think you chose the numbers last time. Who chose the numbers last time?
Don did.
So Latrice, it's your turn to choose now then. So again, I've got a 1 or a 2.
A 2.
That's a 2. So it was a 1. So that means Dawn, if you're okay with it, if not, we'll do with Latrice. We'd like to do what's called a role reversal. So essentially, I'm going to pretend to be you, and you're going to pretend to be the role player. So you'll be the lady with the divorce problem, and I'll pretend to be Dawn. And we'll see how it goes. So it's basically, this is as we said, we've heard a couple of times, there is a formula. So the whole basis of Unblinded was the realization that influence is a skill, not a talent. And if influence is a skill, Martin Luther King had a stutter and a stammer when he was 15 and was broadly illiterate, and yet managed to do what he did. If influence is a skill, not a talent, then it's learnable, teachable, modelable, measurable, practicable. That's probably not a word. Don't count me for vocab. So there is a formula by which we can get perhaps a better result. And the wonderful thing about it is that applies whether we're talking about the world of divorce attorneys, or we're talking about mortgages, or we're talking about veterinary services, or we're talking about wealth management. It really kind of works the same. And if it doesn't, well, you're about to find out, because I'll suck at it, right? So that's the choices. So would you like to go, or would you like Latrice to go? So you'll be the role player, I'll be you.
Okay, so I'm going to be the divorce, soon to be divorced woman. You're going to be the divorce lawyer.
Yeah, I'll be you, you'll be Jess.
Yes. Yeah, I'll go first.
Yeah, okay, so you're calling me, same scenario, so let's go for it. So if I can have some time on the clock, judges, and let's see, this is where, by the way, this is where you really wish I was, Sean, but because he is masterful at this, but let's see how I do. So bring.
Hello, is this Peter?
Hello. Yeah, hi, this is Peter. Oh, this is Dawn, sorry.
Hello, Peter. I'm Dawn DeBoer. I need some help pretty desperately right now.
Okay, and my receptionist said that this is around a divorce issue, as I understand it.
Yes. My husband has been having an affair for, it appears, a number of years. I am a stay-at-home mom. I've got 2 children in private school. He has a business. He has all the income. I'm a mess. I cannot stop crying. I cannot get over this. I need help desperately, and he has just told me he'd already hired a lawyer, and as far as he's concerned, I will get nothing.
Okay. Wow. Well, first of all, thank you for calling me, and thank you for sharing that with me. I understand this must be a very emotional time for you. The good news is it doesn't get to go his way. Okay. It's not, he doesn't get to say this is going to happen, this is going to happen, this is going to happen. And that's how this is going to happen. We live in a first world country that has some robust laws around this that are going to step in and protect you. So don't worry too much, and let's unpack some of this together. And before I tell you what I think are the next steps to get us through that, do you mind if I just tell you a bit more about myself?
Sure.
Yeah. So, I mean, I've been practicing law here for 30 years in Richmond. I was one of the first judicial law clerks in the circuit court. I was appointed commissioner of the Chancery, and a lot of other stuff. And basically, I've had 30 years of helping people like yourself who have been at all ends of the spectrum of, very relatively benign through to some really nasty situations, unpack the system that they need and manage it and look after themselves and look after their family. I think you mentioned there's children involved as well. Is that right?
Yes.
And how old are they, if you don't mind me asking?
12 and 15.
And are they aware of what's going on yet?
No, not yet, luckily. Okay. But it's getting pretty nasty here, and it is very, very stressful. It's very toxic, and I'm really afraid that when he comes home at night. I mean, it's pretty desperate right now, so I really need some desperate help.
I understand. Can you get to our offices tomorrow?
Yes. Okay,
so here's what I'd like to suggest. Come and see us tomorrow. I understand where you're at. I see where you're at, and I can see why you're nervous. I get it. I totally get it. But there's going to be things that we can put in place to help you pretty quickly, and we need to get a strategy laid down as soon as we can. Please don't tell him you're coming to see me, because we want to restore the advantages to you and your side of things. He's definitely got some cards in his deck, no doubt, but that doesn't mean that he gets to have it all his way. And we need to work on your behalf. So come into my office tomorrow. What time would work for you? 9, 11, 1? I can make the time.
Yeah, 9 would be great.
9. Come in at 9 and let's get this done.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you. So how was that for you?
It was good. I will tell you, to be honest, I didn't like to hear about you. I didn't like it. I don't care because I'm calling if I'm at my avatar level, I've gotten referrals. I'm not just doing an internet Google search. I've gotten referrals. I mean, I'm in that community. I'm calling you for help. I already know you have 30 years experience. I already know you were all those things. I am telling you, he's walking in the door now. I need help desperately. So that was a negative. So I'll get back to you. That was the negative. Certainly the positive was you got it. What can we do? He didn't hold all the cards, set my mind at ease. And then as I was obviously I was intentionally getting more desperate in the phone call. I wanted you to hear me. And you said, come on in tomorrow. That was awesome.
Okay. Let's see, have the judges judge me as well. Let's see. Who were your, and let's go to Mills.
Overall, I liked it. I think a positive. You really got to the point. I agree with Dawn in terms of. I think there's a point of validating yourself with the client, but I don't necessarily think it had to go as deep as you did in this instance. But overall, I think what's most important is you got the phone conversation to a point of peace and calm, and most importantly, to a meeting, because over the telephone is not how you're going to unpack everything that's going on in this woman's life or what she's going to go after. So the key is getting her to come in. So I thought that was great. And one touch that I thought was really important was bringing up the fact that she should keep the conversation to herself. I think if anything I would add, which I do with my clients, is I remind them to just be aware from this point forward on any financial documents that they can get a hold of, so that you're not talking in sort of esoteric euphemisms around what you're going after, so that you have tangible information that maybe she can start scouring and looking for on the sly.
Makes total sense. And John, any thoughts?
Yeah, my thoughts. I thought it was good. You felt her emotions. You showed empathy at the beginning. You knew where she was coming from. You steered her away from all the fear she had in her mind that she wasn't going to get anything. You basically told her from past experience, you know how this plays. You got the meeting the next day. You showed the credibility. Maybe the credibility could have been a little decreased because she's looked like she was urgent and she wanted something right away. So you probably didn't have to talk about it so much. But overall, I thought it was good. Besides that,
I'll take it. So let me just unpack a little bit, Dawn, and all of you are completely correct. The piece where I'm speaking about myself shouldn't have gone so much into a testimonial rap sheet. My only defense is I didn't know I was doing this today, so but the reason it's there is for a few reasons. First of all, you're absolutely right. She's got the referral, so she knows who I am, but she could call 3 other people after me. So speaking through more to the character of you than the testimonial list or of me. This is where I went wrong. More of the character of who you are and why you care and why you're going to stand for her is absolutely key. And in more emotional, personal sales, you often, with love to Jess or to yourself, you often have to find a way to control that conversation, because it doesn't help if they're just talking for 20 minutes. We need to get the conversation progressed through to the next thing. So that's why it's there. It wasn't done optimally. For sure, but that's why that kind of exists in the middle. And then the last piece of that we put in there is pain TS, which is seeing what happens if this goes wrong, which is, in your case, it's just asking that question. I understand there are children involved. That's all we need to say, and we don't need to make it more painful in this particular space. Latrice actually does need to work more on what is the pain if you don't get this solved, because it's a new thing that actually needs to be, that would kind of like, so Jessica, my understanding that you actually almost lose cases because of this problem, actually making it more real, not just inconvenient, actually accelerating the pain of the situation. In yours, you don't need to accelerate that pain, you know that as well as I do. But yeah, it's just a case of making sure that in all these conversations, that the person, as Oprah said, everyone needs to feel seen, heard, and understood. That's the most important part of this, no matter whether we're dealing with whatever we're dealing with. So I'd give myself, on your behalf, I give myself a 7.5. I'm going to grade myself lower than I'm going to grade you, Dawn, which is a pretty good thing. Congratulations. The important thing is getting to that yes. So I think it's been a phenomenal thing. I'd love to hear any further thoughts. Seth, what's your thoughts of the show? Have you had fun? Good time?
Yeah, this was great. It was actually really informative. I didn't really know what to expect as much as I saw a couple videos, but I think it's really beneficial to see other people's opinions and get from point A to point B in different scenarios. Because I've had those conversations that Dawn has had because I do some family court work also, and seeing someone else's perspective is really nice to get that, and it was very helpful, I think, for everybody.
Phenomenal. And Trey, what's your thoughts of today? Either of them, either the visual one or the audio one.
Okay. Let's see here. So, like Seth said, the input or just being critiqued in general, because if we get complacent and we don't hear the second opinion, and we don't hear, if we're coming across the same way to every single person, it's going to be wrong. It has to be, custom built to each and every person. In Dawn's case, the emotion of it, and so, anyway, I'm enjoying this experience. I really am.
Good stuff. That would be me. It's that foundation. Influence is a superpower. And outside of X-ray vision and capes and lifting cars, the ability to get from hello to yes with another individual, I think, is perhaps the most invaluable superpower there is. And it's something that every single person can learn, every single person can model, and every single person can take away. So with that on the hour, keeping to time integrity, check. On other shows, by the way, Jess is hosting and I'm the co-host, and our time integrity is terrible because I always go off on a tangent. See, Jess, this is how you do it. This is how you keep time integrity.
We get you to host.
Yeah, we get me to host, apparently. So thank you very much for being here. Thank you to our participants, Latrice and Dawn. Thank you so much to our judges, Mills, John, Bray and Seth. Jess dropping in last minute, appreciate it. And the Unblinded team behind the scenes as well. Thank you very much for making this work. Appreciate you all. I hope you have a good rest of your day, whatever it might be. Let's go away and have great fun. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. We enjoyed it. Thank you.
Thank you. I saw that there's a gift that was dropped in on the chat, so go on and click on there. Take care.
Thank you. Bye-bye.